Hi guys, it's Grace Pamela with Summerana.com, and today I'm going to show you how to apply and use moon overlays, and also how to use the moon overlay action collection for Photoshop and Photoshop Elements. Okay, so the Photoshop Elements portion will be at the end of this video in case you are using that version. And right now I'm going to show you how to use these in Photoshop CC. Okay, so I already have my actions uploaded here. We have a separate tutorial that shows you how to upload them in case you are wondering how to do that. So I have them uploaded here, and I have my image here that I'm going to use. This is by Shannon Squires Photography. Just to quickly show you how to apply your moon overlays and how to use your actions. Okay, so we have dark nights and nightshade. This is just helpful for if you want to take your image from day to night or anything like that. This one is pretty much already night, but I'm going to go ahead and play it just in case. It's also nice even if it's already night and you want it darker. Um, it basically just adds more darkness to it if you want for your moons to pop out. Or you also might use it for just behind your moon so it pops out more in just that area. You can use your brushes here. So if you do Control or Command I, and then you use a white soft paintbrush, you can kind of paint it on where your moon might be. We can lower the opacity so it's not so bad. But just an example to kind of help make your moon pop. So you can apply it on just parts of your image. And there you can go ahead and adjust the opacity as needed. So something like that. And then that way you can have your moon pop more. Okay, so that is just an example on how to use that action. And then we also have dark nights, which kind of works for more contrast and kind of night also. So you can see how it kind of adds more depth and contrast and kind of more darkness that we mentioned earlier. So these two actions, again, for this image, it doesn't really do that much, but when you're doing day to night, it really helps a lot. And also, again, with same thing with this one, you can apply it to just parts of your image if you prefer. Okay, so that's how we use our night prep actions if you want to use them. And then next we will go over to the moon overlay applicator, which will apply your moon overlay. Okay, so we're going to press continue, and your moons won't just pop up like this. The only reason why they popped up for me like this is because I just applied one. So it opened up the last place that I had opened on my computer. So for you, you're going to want to go to wherever you downloaded and unzipped your moons. So I have mine organized into folders on my external hard drive. So you might have yours in your downloads, you might have yours on your desktop. So it really just depends where you put them. So go ahead and select a moon and select place. Okay, so now you can move it around. You can resize it, and you might want to hold your shift key down in case you don't want to lose the proportions there. You can also constrain your proportions by clicking this link, and that will help it also hold it all together. So that way it stays a circle. Okay, then select the check mark. And there we have our moon applied. So next you have your resize and rotator actions. You can go ahead and make sure you have your actual moon overlay selected when you use these. And you can just go ahead and flip them around. You can resize and rotate again, just like we did. You can change the perspective, and you can also go down to your moon editor. Now this is where it gets kind of fun, editing your moon overlay. So you can go ahead and blur your moon more. You can kind of see how it works, just a little tiny bit. You can do it a lot. Again, you want to make sure you have your actual layers selected. So that's how you can use that, and you can keep playing them over and over again if you want it more and more of one certain effect. Okay, so I'm going to show you also we have the small moon halo, medium moon halo, and the large moon halo. These are a lot of fun. Basically what you do is you select here and you press play. And you can see it adds a halo around the back of the moon behind it. So in case these get mixed up, sometimes it can do that. It can be kind of funny. You might see that it's in front. So all that means is just moving it back down underneath the moon for that to work properly. And again, you can adjust the opacity. You can also adjust the blending mode. I couldn't decide if I liked screen better or normal better. So it's kind of fun to play with which one you like better. And then you have the medium. And there's that. Now make sure you're selecting your moon overlay here when you play these. Otherwise it will play on your background. You can also resize these. I'm going to show you how you can do that as well. So let's say you like this one, but you want to make it bigger. You can either edit free transform, or you can resize and rotate playing the action. And it's the same concept. You can just move it around, make it bigger, smaller, whatever you prefer. Okay, so I'm going to go back down here. We have moon glow. This one will pop up somewhere on your image, mostly because if it's up high, we won't know where your moon is. So you have to place it over your moon for it to work. And I'm going to take off the halo just so you can kind of see the moon glow by itself. It's kind of similar, but it's a little different. And it goes in, this one is meant to go in front of your moon, just in case you like that effect better, or you can combine them so that it really glows. And again, you can adjust the opacity of all of these layers. If you want it to only add glow to just the moon, I'm going to shut this off so you can see, and not around, all you have to do is right click and select create clipping mask. And then that way it'll add glow to just your moon and not around it. Okay, so there's that. Again, we're going to stay in our moon layer here. You can sharpen your moon. And again, you can adjust the opacity. And you can also create a moon reflection. Now I'm just going to show you. So you're going to want to select, this is a lot, very useful for if you have water. We don't have water right now, but we're going to select the same exact moon. And then what I like to do is kind of drag it up to where the moon is and kind of get it similar in size, but it just depends on your image. Okay, and this is also nice for if you want a lighter moon in your sky. I'll show you that. So you can kind of see it's just lighter. And also it's meant to be a reflection, so it is upside down and all set for you for when you put it in your water. Usually you want to put it like right below it. So you can see that it's upside down and it's also reversed, just like a reflection would be, and it's all set for you. And you can also adjust the opacity. Okay. That's how that works. Okay, now before moving on to the final moon editor actions, I highly recommend um, combining all of these together because it's going to start getting confusing because when you change the color of the moon, unless you prefer to have uh, the other ones a different color, the glowing and the halo, you can leave it. But I kind of like to just combine them. So I select Control or Command and select it each layer and then right click, merge layers. And now we have our moon and all of the effects. So now you can move it around the way that you have it. And we can go on to the final editing actions here. So you can brighten your moon more. And again, you can change the opacity as needed. You can darken. Okay, so the colors are going to be a lot of fun to show you. I'm going to show you the soft moon on here, and then I'm going to go on to the other moon layer to show you the drastic. Okay, so you're going to press OK, and then here you can select any image or any color from your image um, that you prefer to have. And then select OK. You can either choose around in your image, or you can also pick around in your color picker box as well. Select OK, and then you can also adjust the opacity. All right. If you decide you want to change the color later, you can double click here and it'll have the color picker box show up again. Okay, I'm going to go to drastic moon color. I'm going to show you that on a separate layer just because I want to show you kind of more in depth with that, how that works. Okay, then we have warm and cool. If this shows up, press OK. All right, so that's warm. We can add warmth, and you can move the layer above if you want it more effective. So let's say you want it warm on top of this color. And then also you have cool. Okay, so that's how the actions work for that. I'm going to show you the drastic moon color, which gets a little bit more fun. So and then after that, I will go over to Photoshop Elements. Okay, so I'm going to come over to a moon here, and I'm going to show you how the drastic moon color works. Okay, so I'm going to go ahead and press play, press continue. And here you can see it's really like a drastic kind of color. You can move around to make it either brighter. You can also move the colors up and down in here. So maybe if you want like kind of like a blood moon, it all just depends on what you want. I'm gonna kind of go with this color just to show you. Okay, so press continue. Now here you can either use a soft white paintbrush and just kind of paint it on. Kind of like that. Or another thing you can do is use the gradient tool here and select the radial. And you can select like one of these where it kind of fades on. And then make sure you're in your black layer mask there in a white color. And you can kind of uh, just have it gradually go on your moon like that. Now this is a lot of fun. You can play it multiple times to get a deeper color, or you can right click and duplicate layer as well. And then you can kind of get more drastic coloring that way as well. You can also add more colors than just one, and you can also change the blending mode if you want. So it's really fun. You can kind of get some really deep coloring here. So I'm going to go ahead and play it again. This time I'm going to choose a dark color. And again, you can change the blending mode to each one and also the opacity, however you see fit. So there's just one example of what you could do, and you could play around with it more in different colors. You can do blue, you can do just orange, yellow, purple, whatever you like to do. So that's one thing that I wanted to do. I wanted to show you how you can use the drastic. And you can, of course, use that right on here. I just wanted to show you separately so you can see it kind of more up close on our moon. Okay, so another thing I'm going to show you is how to get a crescent moon. So I'm going to select one that has some shadowing. So you can see here, it's kind of got like the crescent moon shape. So I'm going to grab that one. I'm going to resize it. And I'm going to kind of tilt it to where I want to see it. And you can tilt it again later if you want to. Okay, so there's two ways to get a crescent moon here. You can either select a brush in a black brush and then paint on the white layer mask, and you can kind of erase it, kind of like that. You can use a softer brush too if you wanted to go in and make it not so hard. Something like that, you can do that. And then again, you can move it around, whichever you prefer. And you can also blur it, all that fun stuff. Otherwise, another thing you can do, I'm just going to paint this back. Another way to do it is select your actual moon layer here and select where your eraser tool is, and then right click and then go down to background eraser tool. Now I'm going to use, I'm going to click here, continuous, and tolerance is around 30, but that can definitely be dependent on what you want it to be. And this will help erase where you want your moon erased. So right now we want the dark spot moved. So what this does is when you click, it selects that color and then it erases that color. And then it kind of stays away from the lighter color because you're not erasing the lighter color. And that's just another way you can do it. Now that's not perfect. You can do that again if you need to. And then you can also come back in with your soft brush and you can kind of make it a little more smooth if you need to. So I just wanted to show you the two ways that you can do that. And there's other ways as well. Okay, so that is how you use your moon overlay and moon overlay actions. And that's in Photoshop CC. So I'm going to go ahead and take you over now to Photoshop Elements. And we are going to do the same thing in Photoshop Elements. I have my actions up here. I'm going to show you just a run through of how they work in Photoshop Elements. Okay, so here is Nightshade. Press continue and you can adjust the opacity. Here's how you turn off your layers here. And here's your white layer mask. You can select Control or Command I and that will invert it. Select a white color and here's your brush. And your brush settings here to select either soft brush or hard. And then same thing in here, you can kind of brush it on wherever you see fit. And then we can play Dark Nights. Okay, I'm going to select Apply Moon Overlay. And I'm going to select a moon, select Place. And you can resize it by dragging the corners here. And here is your constraint proportions checker box here. And you're going to select this green check mark here. Press continue and now you have your moon applied. Here we have our moon resizer and rotator actions. They work the same way. Blur, you're going to want to make sure you have your actual moon layer selected for these actions again. So blur, and again you can play them as many times as you need to. You kind of want to match your moons to your background. So that's kind of what I'm doing. You can add your moon halos. Okay. And you can also right click and select duplicate layer or play them again. So you can kind of see all the haloing we added back there. Okay, you can add moon glow. You want to select the arrow here so you can move it around. And again, you can resize or rotate that however you see fit. And then you can also bring this down above your moon. Right click, select create clipping mask. If you only want it on your moon, that's it. And you can also adjust the opacity if you need it. And then create your moon reflection, work the same way. Okay, so now that we have all of that, we can delete all the ones that we turned off. Okay, so once you're done with that, you can go down to the final moon editor actions, brighten, darken, soft moon color, drastic moon color. And you can also do the same thing. You can do the same thing that we did in Photoshop. You can paint it on, so Control I. You can grab your brush and you can paint it on. I'm going to change the color here. Okay, and then you can also use your gradient tool here. And here you can see your radial. Okay, so that's how you use that. And then you can go to warm moon. And adjust the opacity. Cool. Okay, so that's how you use all of those. I just wanted to show you also how you can do the same thing for as in Photoshop, where if you want the just a crescent moon. Okay, so you can use your brush in the layer mask, same concept. And then you can use a soft brush to make it not so hard. Just a quick example, and then you can also blur it as you see fit. Or you can also use your background remover right here. So you're going to select this, and then you'll click the eraser. It'll probably look like this. Click that, and then down here it'll show you where the background eraser one is, the tolerance, the size. You can use either options here, and then you can go into your brush settings as well to better customize it. select a dark area and you can kind of erase. So just a quick example how to do that. Okay, so that's how you use your moon overlay actions and overlays in Photoshop Element and Photoshop CC. If you have any questions at all, please let me know anytime. I'm happy to help at support@summerana.com. And I can't wait to see what you guys create with these. All right, bye guys.